Yes, please. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Trekyards. Let's just pull up the chat. See what y'all are saying. Steamed banana. Banana. $2. Banana hot. Banana hot. Banana hot. Banana hot. It's great. It's great. It's good. Drink with every super chat. All right, let's see who wants to talk about Discovery. If anybody, there's like no one here. I am early, so I'm just going to chill out for a minute. So make yourself comfortable and at home and, you know, all that jazz. Should probably pour my wine. I got this wine tonight. 9.5% alcohol, but it's German. Is it German? Yeah. Excuse me while I bend down to pick up that thing that I dropped. All right. So hello, Chuck. Hello, Ozzy. Hello, Steamed Banana. Hello, Jacob Tinkernell. Tinknell. I am able to watch Disco, but not Picard. That is a sad state of affairs. I need to have a drink for Steamed Bananas. Super chat. There you go. Kit 10K, $5. Computer, banana, hot, Boimler. Ow, friggin' burn me. All right, this is another drink. Thank you so much. Coming off the high that is Picard and talking about Picard earlier, now I have to talk about Lower Decks. I mean, not Lower Decks. Lower Decks would be great. Discovery. Season 4, Episode 11, Rosetta. You know, as in Rosetta Stone. Everybody hit that like button. Shane already hit the like button. You know, I've been pro Discovery for a long time, but this episode sucked. This episode wasn't as bad as some of the last few. That being said, it was very fillery. Again, a 5-10 minute plot device was stretched out to 50 minutes. That's both stories, 5 or 10 minutes, maybe each. Watching Picard with friends in a few weeks, so trying hard not to be spoiled. Oh, well, you might get spoiled here, Jacob, because we talk about it, and if somebody brings it up, I hate saying that, but it's the case. These late night lives sometimes go in some weird territory. So, let me just move that up a tad. There we go. Does the Discovery still do backflips? Sure. Not this week, though. But I'm okay this episode. Bit better earlier in the season, but yeah, too much fluff. And I know they can't close the shuttle by Ozzy. It's a sad state of affairs for sure. Turd says, all I want to do is wake up in the morning and see your eyes, Rosetta. Chuck says a mediocre episode. Was it me or did they look like 1990s RPG in those suits? They looked like Tron characters. This episode had one standout, and that was Jet Reno's back, and she was good in this for the amount of time she was in it. And also, the lower decks reference of the steam banana, the replicators making steam bananas. That was kind of funny. Other than that, I mean, just kind of I don't know how else to describe it. There's a lot of wandering around on a empty planet, which I knew this episode that's what it was going to be. But I mean, can we please just get to the fucking 10C and finish this thing? I have a feeling this is going to drag its ass into the next season. I really do. There's only 2 episodes left, and I'm not confident that it's going to be good or even mediocre. Like I said, I gave up caring about this like a few episodes ago now. But Picard finally had ships. Who wants to bet the Queen ends up being 7? I wouldn't be surprised. We have 24 hours until planetary destruction. This is perfect time to delve into Detmer's childhood issues. Yeah, right. If this was real, the whole galaxy would be already destroyed by now at this pace. Yes, yes. Hoping you do a breakdown of the suit. Well, we probably won't. We probably won't. We don't have time for that right now. We got a lot of Picard stuff to get through, video-wise, so I'm not 100% sure we're going to do the suit. Matter of fact, I'm pretty 90% sure we're not going to do the suit. Tig Notaro was great, yes. Shane says, it's ironic for them to be funny. They have to use other people's jokes. Yeah, even the Linus sneezing on the scientist guy from the Enterprise in like the first episode of season 2 of Discovery was stolen from the Orville. So this episode really, I don't say it really sucked, but Happiest Gnome says, I just watched Picard. What the fuck is Rios doing as a captain? We're supposed to believe that he was a, yes, he was a commander before he left Starfleet over the death of his captain. So yes, absolutely. Their EV suits reminded me of Power Rangers. Go, go, Power Rangers. Kit 10K throws in $20, so thank you so much, Kit. I haven't been able to watch any Discovery this season, but since they've come back from their break, it sounds like it's a good thing I haven't. But it's Star Trek, so I will catch up when it comes out on Blu-ray. It's worth watching for sure, but yeah, before the break was pretty good. After the break, they're just stretching out. Honestly, like I said, this whole storyline with the 10C should have been 4 episodes at the most. 4 episode story arc at the most, not 13. And they're really stretching it at this point just to get it, just to get to that finish line. Turd says, so, new Stargazer, Eagle Moss. So, Eagle Moss has one coming, an XL of it. But thank you, Kit, for the super chat. And they couldn't tell how Jet was beamed on bookship. Not yet, they haven't figured it out. Edward Longaria lost a day and a half just to travel to planet. 10 episodes would have been sufficient. Word Garamond, the detached nacelles trend died when the Enterprise J launched. Turd Ferguson, I don't get that Raffi is a commander, but captain of the Excelsior. Well, she was a commander before she resigned her commission, so of course she would get that back as soon as she signed back up. And she's not the captain of the Excelsior, she's the commander in the Excelsior. She's not the captain. Just saying. And we're not here to talk about Picard. We're talking about Discovery. Maybe they're trying to line Discovery up with Picard. Probably why it's dragging. They're not, though. Doc says, this season felt like it was written by my freshman class therapist. It's so horribly emotions, and it just goes on and on and on. In one incredibly unbroken sentence, moving from topic to topic so that no one had a chance to interrupt. It was really quite hypnotic. Not hypnotic. But can we just talk about Picard instead? I mean, after we talk about Discovery, sure. Usually the last half of these Discovery first reactions just turn into talking about food or any other number of things. So, sure, we'll do Picard. I already talked about Picard last night and earlier today. So, I wonder if the Excelsior is just used for training cadets. Now, it would make sense. It's an older ship, and you don't really need a captain at that point, so sure. The Excelsior is a training ship at this point. Okay, well, there you go. They probably could have made interesting 13-episode story for the 10C, but they obviously ran out of material. Yeah. Turd says Discovery is I don't know what that means, but you better clarify my super chat from today because the Borg are gone. That could explain all the Alpha Quadrant races in Prodigy. Perhaps they used the transwarp network broken off from the Borg. Oh. Sure. It makes more sense now. Thank you for the explanation. I like clam chowder. I like clams too. I could eat a clam or a peach for hours. So, we're going to split the review? No, we've already talked about Picard. I talked about fucking twice. Oh, guys, if you weren't here for last night's or today's earlier, I don't know what to tell you. You can only talk about something so much. We could talk about porn. Who's your favorite? Rainy DeGray. She's pretty good. Trying to think of some more mainstreamy ones. I don't know. Watch a lot of odd stuff. So I keep trying to think of the one's name. Sophie D. There's one there. Yeah. No, we're not gonna talk about that. Did Grudge? No, I don't know. I don't care about Grudge. Doc says they ran out of material and had to add every one of Burnham's emotional speeches. Kit 10K. Wow, Kit. Jesus Christ, man. $50. Oh, big thought. Assuming it hasn't been addressed already, because like I said, haven't watched yet. When Jet was working on the time crystal in season 2, could it be possible she knows how to stop when threats in this season? Probably not. No, 100% no. Millions of peaches. Wow. Bearded clam with a side of whisker biscuit. Wow. This would have been a better episode if it wasn't during crunch time. That's true. I was there, just silent, or using another name. Wow. Corn. Where's the time police when Discovery got flung into the future? Well, the time police are only in the prime timeline, so they don't exist here. This is clearly the Discoverse. So, there you go. Answer. What I don't understand is why they never considered 10C was one that attacked the planet 1,000 years ago. Ooh, yeah. You're probably 100% right, actually. Soon I'll get over the Disco shuttles seem like they're stolen directly from Orville. Yeah, but the new Orville shuttles that you're going to see in June when Orville comes out look phenomenally cool. Like they should be in Star Trek. So it's kind of funny. Ooh, Sophie D, nice. Andrew K, clams and peaches. What did I click on? I had to double check that this was Trekyards. I think we're good. This is one of the late nights. We just talk about whatever. You were absolutely right, Captain. They wasted the whole episode on a worthless away mission on the Mystery Planet. Wish they would just wind it up. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Andrew. The away team looked like the Power Rangers. Yes, we've heard this. Doc says, Stewart is wearing full captain's outfit right now with his thumb in his mouth whilst the theme to Star Trek 2 plays. An Enterprise nightlight hanging above his head. What? Oh, we got a Russian bot. Let's fucking shoot that bastard. Gone. Corn Command Pips. Yes. Andrew K. All they did was talk about feelings and how the 10C have feelings. At this point, I'm rooting for Book. The Milky Way galaxy needs to lock them out. That's what's going to happen. It was alluded to with Kovic saying, oh, you're going on a 3-hour tour. Because we all know it's a Gilligan's Island reference, and a 3-hour tour turns into being stranded on a fucking planet, on an island, and not being able to get off. It's going to be the same thing. They won't be able to get back into the galaxy. I guarantee you that's how season 4 is going to end. They're stuck outside the galaxy. So can we talk about the Picard fleet instead, please? At some point, sure. Doc says the 10C are the weird tentacle robot creatures from Picard. LOL, they killed the floaty creatures of the planet. Wouldn't be surprised. Although I don't think that Picard and Discovery are going to tie together, just because I know people that work on Picard and they don't like Discovery. So, and they say everything about this season's great, so I don't think that's going to be the case. I thought the 10C might have been the ones that attacked the planet as well. It's a good thought. 1,000 years ago would be around Enterprise or TOS when the planet is destroyed. Yep. That's when you fall asleep. Matthew says, also 1,000 years ago is where Discovery is. Should that be around the Enterprise era? Yes. Because the Discovery came 920 years in the future, and the Enterprise era was like literally about 80 years before Discovery started, so. Hacking Zora and sneaking aboard Discovery seems so ridiculous to me. Me too. Discovery gets fucked over every chance it gets. I hate Discovery, but love its assets. Patrick James. Live feed frozen on my end. Anyone else? Is anyone else having issues? I should maybe just do this. I think it's just you, Patrick. Somebody else please chime in so I know for sure. Fart Muffin says, let's cry. About, oh, that's Burnham's new. That's Fly. That's funny. I do like that. That's good. That's good. Go, go, Power Rangers. New Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. See my Foley class. This is a little card thing he made up by one of the Trekyards administrators. Here's the Foley class. This is more interesting than the episode of Discovery. For the record. Operator error. Doc says, hacking Zora felt like shitty writing. Plot holes too big. Your balls fall through. So big your balls fall through with every movement. Well, we all have a pair of those. Chris says, how do I get my wife to like Star Trek more? Have her watch Prodigy. I mean, you said more. Like, she doesn't. What does she like about Star Trek, if anything? It's probably a good way to start. So, if the season ends with them stuck, they should set course for the galaxy far, far away. Should they, though? Kit 10K throws in $10. More bots! Well, I've got my 3D printed TNG Type 2 phaser ready to vaporize any bots that pop up. Problem for me is if I do, I'll have to get a new TV. Yes, Kit. Everyone getting stoned was the only enjoyable part. Indeed. Turd says, technically the Enterprise left the galaxy while the Kelvins hijacked it. It got back in. Wouldn't that be in Federation databases? You'd think so, but they didn't know anything about it. Neither did Vance. You know, Kirk's Enterprise left the galaxy twice. Almost 3 times. The first time was unsuccessful. They had to turn it back around. But then, yeah, the Kelvins stole it, and then there's another one where it exited the galaxy. And the Enterprise D did it once, and where no one has gone before. So, the writer's room of Discovery is definitely stoned. No, I think they're not stoned. That's the problem. Just wait till they turn the Discovery ship into a giant robot with a pizza cutter. Go down on wife while Star Trek is on. That'll do it. That'll do it. That'll help. Next season, a Han Solo analog shows up with a 9-foot tall triple Chewie. Sure, Saru and Tarina in a dating game. New show. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't much to this one. The whole book and Tarka thing getting on the ship, and that was kind of fun a little bit. A lot of it didn't make much sense, and then running into Reno, and then unexpected hostage, am I right? It'll be interesting to see how she handles that for the next episode. But they're going to notice her missing at some point, or maybe they're not, because she hasn't been around the rest of the season. So if they suddenly go, where's Jet Reno? I'll be like, oh, you didn't care about her for the first bit of the season. She hasn't been around. So what the fuck's your problem now? As for the planet stuff, it was kind of interesting, but it dragged on way too long. And yeah, I'm just gonna deactivate my suit and let this thing in. It's like love. And everybody else just, all right, cool. Yeah, let's get on in this drug. Let's turn this shit off and like, it's like love. This is how I felt with my parents. Hippy dippy. Stupid. One of them doing it, sure, fine, whatever. All of them doing it, that's just stupid. That's stupid beyond stupid. So, yeah, I mean, I like the idea that the planet was destroyed by actually the 10C, and this is not the 10C that they ran into here, like the bones. That would be phenomenally cool, and I approve of this message. Yeah. Which means this whole mission in this episode was for naught, essentially. Which is kind of funny, because the Earth General was like, this is not a good idea. Hold your gun properly, Prowl. What the hell? Goddamn Transformers. This season is limping to the finish line for sure. Might crawl across it. I'd say it's already crawling. Patrick James, $5. My take on this episode is I have no take. I just smile thinking of others, how others might think of this episode. You're not wrong. Voltron crossover. Discovery Peachy Cutter, the one with the lions, not the shitty cars. Yeah, the shitty car Voltron is always awful. The lions are where it's at. Doc says, I have a feeling Discovery won't last more than the next season unless significant writing overhauls are made. Nah, they'll drag it kicking and screaming over the 7-year mark just to say, look, we got 8 seasons out of Discovery, TNG, Voyager, and DS9. They only had 7 each. Yeah, they're going to upstage. They're going to try to upstage. But with only 10 episodes a season, 10 to 13, and not 24 or 26 like some of the other shows, it's just not going to fly, in my opinion. But hey, wait, how did they get out of the galaxy if the barrier exists? You missed last week's, so it's fine. Does General Nedolier's character just kind of annoy anyone else? Yeah, me. It annoys me. So we didn't notice 2 more life signs or 1 less? My ass. 1 less, I think she would have noticed, but the 2 added, they had the things on their arms to mask sort of sensors. So there's that. You think you're going to kill off? You think they're going to kill off Reno? They better not. She's one of the only good things about the show. When she's there. Turd says, would have been better if Saru farted when they opened their suits. Okay. Andrew K. I wonder if they're going to bring Tilly back by the end of the season. She'll make an appearance, I think, by the end of the season, but not be back. I think she's going to be in the new Starfleet Academy show if they decide to do it. That's my thinking. Grant said they call this episode Rosetta, but you seem stoned to death from the pacing and nothing burger. What? Tilly was the villain all along. Well, I'm not stoned, I'm just bored and tired, and I'm not hungry either, so. Fart Muffin. I missed the Wicked Witch of the West from last season, and even that was garbage. Doc says, well, Book's storyline is getting a lot of attention, leading me to think that they will need Book's plan to stop the 10C. I agree. I totally agree. Andrew K. Also, I love how they completely glossed over the fact that they discovered there was Dyson rings inside the hyperfield that weren't the least bit interested in. Explorers my ass. Well, those small Dyson rings are not in the hyperfield. They're not in the hyperfield yet. They are just out. They're 2 light years outside of the hyperfield. That's where this planet is that they explored in this episode. So, and of course, they don't have time to explore. They only got 21 hours now at the end of this episode. 21 hours to stop this thing before it destroys Earth and Navarre. So, Eric Martin, $2. Drink and toast to mediocrity. This is the way. Thank you for the super chat. Pretty good wine, actually. Doesn't taste like it. They described it, but hey. Fart Muffin. Every time Booker's storyline comes on, I just fast forward. I don't care about Booker. Good Tea, Nice House. The character development for Detmer this episode is 4 seasons too late. I really don't care about her character. I feel more connected to the bridge crew of the Stargazer. Yeah, absolutely. Much better crew and better written in like the 1 episode we got of them. I just care about them more. You're absolutely right. Samuel said the same thing, and I laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. And laughed some more. Good Tea Nice House goes on to say, if they do a Starfleet Academy show, please make it in the Picard era. No, fuck that. Please make it in like TOS era or the Lost era. That'd be a good time to do it. Just saying. Andrew K. What was the awkward Adira scenes? Is Gray gone for good and now prowling after Detmer? Well, no. Even Jet said, "Oh, when Gray's away," and Adira was like, "No, I just admire her." So that's all it was, just awkward hero worship of a sort. Grant McGregor, my joke, Rosetta Stone. I'll walk myself up. Oh, haha, stoned. Gotcha. The 10C are the flood. When will Discovery not have a storyline that involves a cataclysmic event? I feel like this whole show was a Q fever dream. Seems like it, yeah. Doc says, yes, the 10C are in the field to protect everyone from them. Makes sense. The field is a prison. Ooh. I fucking love that. Yes. What about the mining equipment then? Is that their way of trying to build a device to get out? Get enough power? Oh, maybe. Maybe. I like it. Fart Muffin, LOL. I stopped watching mid-season. Now there's a world blowing up thing with a 24-hour time crunch after a universe-ending explosion time crunch. So many fresh ideas. All it needs is crying tentacles. Wow. Harsh. Turd says, so last year Picard wholesale ripped off Mass Effect. This year Disco's ripping off Star Blazers. They ended every episode season one. Earth only has so many days left. Matthew Mahler says Book is going to be the one that can communicate with them because he could talk to the animals and the emotion from losing his planet. Oh, that's another good answer. I likey. That's good. Now we can move. Now can we move on and talk about Picard? Poor Shaq. I mean, let's see, 31 minutes. Yes, we can talk about Picard. Sure. Why not? Sure. Anybody still wants to talk about Discovery? Let's do it. I mean, I've said all I need to say. Yeah, if you go back and watch from the beginning, I've said everything I need to say. Eric Martin, I heard on a show that the Rosetta Stone was actually a Romulan tax bulletin written in several languages. Yes, it was. Mark Lawrence, $5. I don't think these writers know how gravity works. If it's 21 hours until gravity's slung debris hits Earth, you have less time than that to fix it. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah. I don't think the Discovery writers are humans. I think they just put every Star Trek script and every sci-fi script into a computer and had an AI write it. They don't care who they kill. Someone is keeping the 10C in. Like that. Fart Muffin, remember the Super Science episode where they were trying to set up sonar in space? I'll see, they explain that. It's not necessarily sonar in space. It's like, they described it as sonar as a way to explain it to the audience so the audience understands. They're sending sensor waves or sensor pings out, and the way they reflected back acted like sonar, and then they translated those pings into audible pings. That it makes sense. They weren't using actual sonar in space, for the love of Christ. Ferret Snot. Nice name. You'd think the Dyson's rings would be a better place to explore, as there might be a computer on them. That makes sense. It does actually make a lot of sense. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Kit 10K, update on the 3D printed Fortress Tiberius. In robot mode, you asked me to try to make. I just got an email after the live you did earlier today that said it was shipped today. Should have it by Tuesday. Everything comes on Tuesday. The medical staff, the torpedoes, tractor beam. That's cool, man. Zachary Coddington, best description so far. Of what? Zachary, you have a question mark after that. What do you mean? Patrick James, the psycho battle from the writers reminds me of what hell must be like. Pure mind dribble. Please make it stop. Please. SC Scout Guy, since we know that there are planets outside the galaxy, what if the 10C use the DMA to harvest all of the planets outside the galaxy, and that is why they're moving into the... That's just stupid. There should be no planets outside our galaxy. I think the planet that they're going to that's in the hyperfield was moved there for some reason, because there shouldn't be planets outside of the galaxy. Eric Martin, they need an Earth doomsday clock on board Discovery for a sense of urgency, then announce everyone take the next 2 hours to discuss their feelings. Doc says the Dyson Rings was probably a very late write into the script, but Burnham felt the gas planet was the right place to look because it was full of gas. Shit, as her character. This is full of gas. That's good. Yeah, dude, like these last 4 episodes could have been 2 episodes at the most. Like they're really stretching things thin, and it's to the point I don't care. I do like the ideas that you guys are putting forward, though, that the 10C were the ones that actually destroyed the planet they looked at this week. I like that. I'm going to use that tomorrow. I'm going to mention it. And also, not tomorrow, on Monday, because we do our full review on Monday for this episode. Also, the fact that the hyperfield is there to keep 10C in. I think that's brilliant. Mining equipment, I mean, it's probably just to get the boronite, just so that they can find a way out of the hyperfield, that would be my guess. So I kind of like that. Fart Muffin says they should just make a ship out of that window where Pike watched the antimatter torpedo explosion point blank. Didn't even need sunglasses. Hell yeah. Wake Roberts, at this point, if there's any hope Disco will improve in the future, they should just pull the plug. Nah, there's always hope. There's always hope. Good Tea Nice House. Last year, the big twist for the burn was a boy screaming. This year, the twist is that the 10C is going to be Elf from Melmac. Nothing surprises me anymore. Just saying. Oh, that's so sad. Andrew K. Does anyone think that after the season finale, that anything, it's going to be different or change? I mean, everything will pretty much be the same as the beginning of season 4, minus a few few crew members. I mean, yeah, they just need to go back to exploring, doing an episodic thing. Don't do this whole big grand story arc. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Like I said, the story arc should be like season 4 of Enterprise. Like, they had like 4 or 5 little mini story arcs during that season. There were 2 or 3 episodes that, you know, or 4 at the most. That's what they should do. It's a better storytelling form. You can tell better stories because they're longer, spaced over a bit of episodes, but it's not to the point where they're, on this episode of Discovery, Burnham goes to take a shit. Will she survive the bathroom? Is there toilet paper in there? Only way to find out is to tune in. And it's like the whole episode is her just singing in the washroom, looking at Twitter, looking at, you know, TikTok, having a shit, wiping her ass, washing her hands, walking out into the hall. She got some toilet paper attached to her shoe. Saru sees it. Does he tell her? No, but Tarina does. The Federation president says, hey, Burnham, what's up? You got some toilet paper stuck to your shoe. Will she get it off? Find out next week on Discovery, the embarrassment of the toilet paper. Sounds about right. That'll be a whole fucking episode. "10C sounds like a line from my tax form." Yes. Patrick James, $10. Captain, I get more enjoyment from watching Trekyards than I've gotten from Discovery. Thanks for keeping my spirit up. Well, that's saying something, because I am one unentertaining asshole. But thank you. Ferret Snot. Also, I love that these super advanced suites don't filter out unknown shit, dust automatically. I love the line there, like, oh, this is an unknown thing, so we didn't know to filter it out. Let me reprogram that. Could be too late at that point, but all right. Yeah, they're really not that fucking advanced if that's the case now, isn't it? Let me adjust those programmable matter filters. I'm spoiling it. 10C is hairy mud. Wake Roberts, the mining equipment may be automated to maintain the power source. Andrew K. I agree with Patrick James. I enjoy watching Discovery just to watch the follow-ups with Trekyards. Oh, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Doc says, I think the Q are keeping the 10C in, or a species from the Andromeda Galaxy put them far away, and the mining equipment is automated by a super advanced AI designed to keep them in prison. Okay, I like that. Turd Ferguson says the 10C are the old dude in Scooby-Doo, and he would have gotten away with it if it weren't for those damn writers. Mark Lawrence says, they have to give up Grudge as an offering. Yes, please give Grudge away. Fuck Grudge. Yeah, Trekyards is better. Clifton Simmons, my buddy Cliff is here. It's not going to be Elf from Melmac. It's going to be Screaming from Kirk getting his nuts slammed in a turbolift door. Oh, Cliff. Eric Martin. Would have been cool to see a giant hand reaching out of from the 10C planet. Would it, though? Doc McGillicuddy. Did I just call you McGillicuddy? I meant McGillicuddy. So, it's probably nobody noticed it till I pointed it out. All right, 3 seashells for Burnham. Yes, that'll be the name of the episode. Zachary, how to make 30th Century Federation more interesting while different from 24th Century Federation storylines. Those are 2 questions. Do you have answers? Because I don't. Andrew K., have you ever seen a futuristic toilet in Star Trek before? We've seen sonic showers, but I can't recall a toilet. There's one in Star Trek V, in the brig. He hits the button and the toilet comes out. Fart Muffin, haha, Burnham doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells. SC Scout Guy, I still hate how everything is metallic and shiny and how everything is so damn dark in Disco. Yeah, the lighting, the whole atmosphere, it's not great. Jacob says, why is anyone watching this SWJ? I don't know what SWJ garbage is, but okay. Ooh, it's actively trying to dismantle the entire mythos? Oh, tell us more. Because one show can do that. All the old shows you used to enjoy, every episode of Discovery they make is taking away one season of like the shows you used to like. Remember when there were 7 seasons of TOS? No, in your reality there's only 3. In mine there was 7, but I remember them. But you guys, because Discovery is so bad and so hurtful to your fucking franchise that you guys have to whine and bitch and cry and just don't watch it. All right? It's not taking away your old Star Trek. It's still there for you to watch. So shut the fuck up and get the fuck out of here. If you don't like it, don't care. Fuck off. Simple. Kit 10K. Toilet paper stuck to Burnham's foot would be more interesting than what they're currently doing. This is absolutely 100% true. Doc says, yeah, the burn being some kid emo raised by 2 moms. What the fuck? Keith says, I was about to say the mining is automated. I've been saying that since the beginning. They're going to find out that this race is dead and the automated system is just trying to keep itself powered automatically. It doesn't realize it's doing anything wrong. Discovery isn't perfect, but evil SJW critics should be left in 2012. I totally agree. Keith says the hyperfield is holding all the good scripts in. Yes. Andrew K. I hope in 1,000 years humanity has created a more hygienic and futuristic way to clean their rears than wiping a piece of flushable paper. Amen. Well, they have them now. They're called bidets, and the Japanese toilets are pretty advanced. So, hey, just saying, it's on its way. Eric Martin, of course Burnham would use the bathroom more creatively and resourcefully than any other Starfleet officer, and she'd cry the entire time. A sonic toilet, yes. No answers from me, sadly. Maybe an effect of the show. Smart Smear says, I realize that the second half of the season proves Discovery gets worse when it's more serialized. It was a lot better when the DMA was the backdrop for stories and not just the story. Yes, they diverted from the DMA for an episode or 2, and it was good. We hoped they would do that the entire season, but no, now they just fucking locked onto it, and Need to drag it out. Fart Muffin. 32nd century could have been interesting if they treated Discovery and crew like cavemen, relying on them to spore around fixing everything, then telling Burnham she's too immature to use their drive. Doc says Disco is hedging that every viewer has a 70-inch HD screen. That's why it's dark. Star Wars. SJW since 1966. It's true. It is true. Colin says, Evening, Captain. What a letdown this episode was after watching Picard. It's true. Sonic Bidet. Yeah, I could see that being a future thing. Jesse, I am not a Discovery hater, but damn, this season is rough. The characters simply aren't likable in any ways, and the hyper-focus on Burnham. Enough already. She can't do everything, can she? I kind of agree with everything you said. But it's better than some past Discovery stuff. I mean, season 3 was better. Season 4 was good until the break, and then now it's just dragging its heels in this season. Like, move along. Mark Lawrence, not a single 32nd century crewman on the planet when so much is on the line. Yeah, now that you've said it. Damn, that's a good point. Good tea, nice house. Puts in $5. Now that we've seen 25th century and 32nd century Starfleet, which do you prefer from a technology standpoint? 25th. Programmable matter is a cool idea, but the detachable warp nacelle is not my biggest thing that I like. So yeah, 25th. SC Scout Guy. So the race on the planet was supposedly so advanced, yet none of their tech on the planet survived. But freaking Bones did. It does not add up. That means it's because they're not the 10C. The 10C destroyed their planet. They're the reasons for the craters. I like that. SJW, Social Justice Warrior. No shit, Keith. Fuck's sakes. The guy put SWJ, which I didn't know what the fuck that was. So, I know what an SJW is. Thank you very much. But I don't know what an SWJ is. If you could tell me, I'd appreciate it. Fart Muffin, great name. You fools, Burnham is too amazing to even need to poop. But she's so efficient and perfect. Her body uses all of its nutrients. Yes, but if they need something to solve a problem, Burnham's poop can do it because it is the poop of royalty. It's like Nibbler's shit from Futurama. It's hyper dense, dark matter fuel. So when she takes a shit, goddammit, it's important. Cliff says, stay strong, bud. Strange New Worlds will redeem it all. Will it, though? They've already... Let me start on that, Cliff. It's already got the Discovery aesthetic oozed into it and infected it. So it'll be its own thing. It'll be its own thing in the Discoverse, and that's cool. But it's not the Prime Universe, so anyway. Colin says, the DMA appears to have swallowed the writers midway through the season. Seems that way for sure. Keith says, maybe the 10C hydrocarbons will stop the whininess. Smart Smears, I finally realized that Discovery is the 32nd century should be the Cerritos. Mike finds creative ways to get them into bigger stories. Fart Muffin, I hate the Strange New Worlds uniforms. The color is too low and make reboot Spock's neck look like a giraffe. Zachary Coddington, I love the 25th century Elcar's update. Andrew K. I still want to see what goes on in the other 32nd century ships. The crews, the ship interiors, the missions, and there's so much that could be fleshed out and built upon. I agree. Have somebody from Discovery go to another ship for like a work exchange or whatever. Yeah. I know someone from the writing team from Disco is watching this, crying in a corner at our critical thoughts. Andrew Doherty, there has to be some weird tie-in to the guy who dimension jumped. They spend so much time setting up the book side story. Oh, Tarka? Yeah, there's going to be something interesting there, I'm sure. Doc McGillicuddy, Burnham's poop is the basis for programmable matter, but she was made up completely out of thin air. Fleet Paw throws in $2. Never fear, I just got here. Don't dyslexics. Yeah, I am a dyslexic, so I'm there with you, my friend. Jesse Manning, speaking of unlikable characters, how did Adira go from hyper smart and confident agent of Earth to be a nervous, stuttering mess that they are this season? Even bad character arcs aren't consistent. The problem is she replaced Tilly. She took Tilly's role, and that's how Tilly was, like, awkward in season 1. Season 1 characters were better. Just saying, I just watched season 1 again. Lorca was fucking awesome. Stamets was an asshole, and I liked Stamets' attitude in season 1. Tilly was adorably cute and awkward. Not to the point of being ridiculous. She got more ridiculous as time went on. Sorry used to do this click thing, like he click occasionally. He doesn't do that anymore. I guess it's the Varahai or Vahari or fucking whatever they got rid of. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, Adira. Yeah, they turned Adira into. Well, they turned them into Tilly. That's just how it is. So, yeah. Anyway. Jason, super friend Vnik is here. Oh my god, I gotta make him a moderator. He's a good friend of mine, and he was a moderator, but he was gone. Now he's back. Now he's a moderator again. Hey Jason, how's it going? You've been modified. Doc says the prime timeline is being destroyed. It's inside the field. Oh, that'd be funny. Curtis says, hello Captain, I'm here to just hit the like button. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you for joining us. And for hitting the like button. I was saying not to diss you, lol. Oh, well, okay. Yeah, Mixon's craziest theories. Could these things be the Kelvins? They still share a lot of the same characteristics. I mean, they could be. They could be a lot of things. So, who's to say? Who's to say? Let's see. We have 47 likes with 57 people watching. Guys, hit that like button. We need 3 more likes to get to 50. Fart Muffin said, I like season 1 Tilly, then she became a cartoon character. She wasn't too bad in season 2. I think near the end of season 2, she gets a little worse, and season 3 is just ridiculous. Yeah, I kind of lose interest in Tilly in season 3 just because her characters change too much. But I do... Season 1 Tilly, I mean, oh my god. I don't know what to say. But yes, she gets ridiculous at some point. Colin says, I think it's like Generations where Chekhov got McCoy's likes when DeForest Kelly could not appear. Adira appears to have gotten lines meant for Tilly. Oh, for sure she did, yes. Eric Martin, yeah, I remember thinking that Lorca is the only character with any presence or balls as he turned out to be evil. Yeah, and Samuel doesn't think he makes a good captain. I thought he made an awesome early era captain, a good military captain, a good, TOS frontier captain. I thought he was great. I love the character of Lorca. I still want to see a prime Lorca. But yeah, I thought he was a great character. Anyway. Doc says Picard's mom is the Borg queen. She's not, though, but okay. Jason says he thinks so, too. It's not, though. She says look up, but they had assimilated Locutus, or Picard into Locutus. They have all those memories. They can use that against him at any time. So I don't think she is. So that'd be funny if she was, though. Curtis says, I watched Picard today, and I liked it, Captain. Amen, Curtis. Amen. Doc says, look up. Then cue balls slap Picard's bald head. Look up. Teabagged. Yeah, that'd be funny. Fart Muffin, wasn't it implied Picard and the Borg Queen banged? Makes sense. Someone on the staff is really into incest relationships for Zero. It's never implied that they banged. At the most, it might be implied that maybe Data and the Borg Queen banged. Maybe. in First Contact, but never Picard and the Borg Queen. No, that was never implied. Captain Killy was the best. Oh, Captain Killy was pretty great. SC Scout Guy, Lorca was a fucking amazing captain. I would have loved to have a series just based around him. I totally agree with you. Evil or not. And he didn't have to be a Mirror Universe to be a hard-edged captain. I thought he was great. He made a good captain. I'm sorry. That was the whole point with Lorca. It was to show people that admiring a strong man is not a good thing, as well hidden political message. I can see that. I can see that. Fuck. Hooray! We're switching to Picard. Kind of, yeah. Matt Boardman, I'm really wondering what happened to Mary Wiseman. We were told we'd see her on the show again, and yet we only have a couple of episodes left and no Tilly. Yeah, but they hyped up that Jet Reno would be a big part of the last part of the season. She was in this episode for maybe 3 minutes. So I don't know. Picard's mom is Q. Wow. George Mangrum, 7 is the Borg Queen. That's why she didn't shoot herself. No, the Borg Queen didn't shoot anybody that wasn't shooting at her. So, but yeah, it could be 7 for sure. That's why her face is covered. So, Matt Boardman, wow, I did not get that message at all about Lorca. What message? Oh, that, yeah. Think about it. Think about it. Doc says the Borg Queen is Picard's daughter, and she's the continuation of the Picard family tree. Would tie in with his speech at the Academy, for sure. Matthew, whatever that name is, I stopped caring when they made Tilly the XO. Jason says, how many hear that the DMA was another V'ger? No, I haven't heard that. Andrew K, I know the Borg Queen is played by a different actress, but do you think that there's supposed to be a different Borg Queen altogether? Yes, I do. Eric Martin, I remember thinking, guys like Lorca may be the only reason Starfleet survives the war. Hell yeah. Andrew K, but 7 did shoot at the Borg Queen. She was the one who fired first. Yep, she doesn't know she's the Borg Queen yet. Because they have to go to the alternate reality, they have to go back in time, they have to fix the thing, and then they have to get to this point. And she's got to take up that role. And she needs the power of the fleet or the ships to complete their mission, which is going to be something to stop a bigger threat. That's what it's going to be. I've heard the theory that Jason doesn't believe... Fart Muffin, why would she even need to shoot anyone? She had shields. Curtis says, you never know, Lorca might return. He better. He could return in Strange New Worlds. He absolutely could. And that'd be great. Yeah, Mixon's craziest theories. Whenever anyone says 7 is the Borg Queen, it reminds me of that Voyager episode with the play. Area 51, nothing's wrong with admiring a strong man. They can be good or evil. Never blindly follow, though. It's truth. Matt Boardman, Keith, fat shaming isn't cool. It's very true. I'm fat, so don't shame. Fleetpaw, extremely inappropriate. Yes, it is. Doc McCuddy, but 7 doesn't have implants in the new timeline. She's not the queen. It's a Picard's daughter. Bet my left nut. Well, I don't fucking want your left nut, so I'm not going to take that bet. But she doesn't have Borg implants in the alternate timeline. But think about it. They have to go back in time, in the alternate timeline, to 2024 to fix the thing that created the alternate timeline. Once they've done that, then they'll go forward in time, and for some reason, something's still going to be messed up, but they need to, maybe she'll have her implants back then. And then they'll still have to get around to this situation they're in now. I buy it. I like it. Jason says, I was thinking that maybe when the Borg got all messed up, separated after Voyager finale, some remaining Borg would still be able to function and created a new Borg Queen. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. Arg, time travel talk. Me brain hurts. Boiler Ray 51. Temporal mechanics always gives me a headache too. Let's see, we got numbered as wise. Ooh, 58 likes. Hit that like button if you haven't already. It's actually a pretty smooth wine. So this is the wine I'm having tonight. It's Ewald Theod Drathen Wanderung. German words. German words. Can't understand a word that's on there. But on the back there's English. So it says, it's made in Germany, yeah. But it says, this wine shows delicious fresh lemon and peach flavors and has a medium sweet, round, and fruity palate. Best enjoyed well chilled, as in aperitif, or with spicy food. Also delicious with fresh fruit salad. This is the way. I'll pour myself another glass. I still have some Crystal Skull vodka here if anybody wants to do $25 super chat to have me have a shot. But I mean, hey, if you don't want to, that's cool with me. I don't have a problem with not being hungover tomorrow. That would be great. Yeah, Picard meets a fresh chica and pounds out the Borg Queen, and she integrates Picard's new robotic body into Collective, making them part data. Dun dun dun! He's figured it all out. Eric Martin, I saw in the trailer for Picard that the next episode Q says to Picard that is your penance, and I wonder what that means. Dun dun dun! Yeah, we will find out. Andrew K, I wonder if the anomaly opened up a mirror universe version of the Borg. I don't even know what a good version of the Borg would be like. They're just a massive collective to start with, and they just give every ship they run into some people. Here, as these people, we don't want them. Patrick James, Lorca is by far the most memorable character, and I also really enjoyed the Empress. Not so much later on. The Empress, didn't like her. Not a big fan of the actress. Why can't I think of her name now? Whatever. Don't care. Turd Ferguson, I want a Borg Queen 7 in LA to run into Trisha Helfer, dressed as 6 and 7. 6 of 9. 69. No Chateau Picard. I did have a bottle of Chateau Picard. I drank it on one of our Trekyards, actually. So. Colin says, especially with no regrets, a French song playing as Picard offers the auto-destruct. That, and when she told him, look up. Curtis says, you are not drinking Captain Picard's wine. I am not. Fleet Pause puts in $2. Was there anything you enjoyed about Disco? Anything I enjoyed about Disco? I like seeing Jet Reno back. Those were nice scenes with her. Finding the giant bone on the planet was cool, and realizing they were cartilage creatures that basically swam through the gas giant clouds was cool. It ended. That was cool. Yeah, not too much. Michelle Yeoh, that's her name. Still don't like her. Eric Martin, I'm into the Crown Royal. Would that be top shelf or hooch? Soon I won't care. Crown Royal is definitely top shelf stuff. Andrew says, would love the series starring Lorca, Garth, Tracy, and Decker in their prime before each of their commands was ruined. Hell yeah. Andrew K, did they ever bring up why the French song played while the ship was counting down to self-destruct? They never brought it up. They never said anything about it. So Curtis said, who is that lady is with Picard, the one he called Big Ears? That's Laris. She was in episode, or season 1. Here's the housekeeper lady. Cheers, big ears. Doc McGillicuddy. I did it again. Doc McGillicuddy. Oh my God. Oh my Christ. I'm so sorry, man. Doc McGillicuddy, $5. What I enjoyed about the last episode of Disco is that it ended. Amen. We got to learn more about Detmer, and I that's awesome. I'm so happy with that. Fart Muffin, every command is ruined if you command long enough. Colin Barrett, I do like Discovery, but the writers need a serious talking to, along with being made to watch every episode of Star Trek made before Discovery. Jason says, I think that the Star Trek branded drink I had was from Star Trek The Experience in Las Vegas. Wish I would have seen that. Jesse Manning, $25. You know, I don't really want you to be hungover tomorrow, but you are someone I'd like to hang out with and drink with. This might be the closest I get, so drink it. Oh, fine. Fine. Thank you for the super chat. So here's the Crystal Heads vodka. Crystal Skull vodka. Dan Aykroyd's vodka company. So here we go. Cheers. That's good. Filtered over diamonds. Or through diamonds. I don't know. Diamonds. Oh. And hey, love to meet up with any of you guys to have a drink and hang out. So, oh, thank you for the super chat. That warms the cockles. Cards end up banging the help. Well, I mean, we all would if the help was as hot as Laura's. I'm saying. My wife called me a cunt often. It's okay, man. Okay. A Saucy Puppet Show. Discovery has dropped the ball on what would otherwise be pretty promising plots. It's like they had good story people, then hired some of the worst screenwriters to execute them. That sounds pretty accurate. Execute stories, not the people. Should probably execute the writers at this point. Matthew Mahler, the Vulcan security officer on the Stargazer, looked pretty scared for a species that spent their lives learning to suppress emotion. It's true, but his face was also covered in blood, so who knows. Tim McCaffrey, who are you going to call? Vodka. Fleetpaw Swiftback, can we execute Alex Kurtzman instead? Fleetpaw. How dare you? I'm ashamed to have you as a moderator saying such things to our Lord and Savior, Alex Kurtzman. Doc McGillicuddy. Fuck. Doc McGillicuddy. Put 2 T's in McGillicuddy and then I probably won't do it. Dan Aykroyd teabags every crystal skull as it ships. Sweet. That's what that smell was on the top. Andrew K. Oh, the one positive thing I'll say about this week's Discovery episode was the Ractogino reference. It was triple strong with hold the nutmeg. Eric Martin, the vodka of interdimensional beings. It's true. Doc McGillicuddy, Herkimer diamonds, not real diamonds. Yes, I know, but they're still diamonds because it says Herkimer diamonds. Cliff says, we need to do a Trekyards live when you come here again. We'll also film a couple of episodes of Let's Make a Drink. Frank's is open and the Captain Dick Jones is reporting for duty. Yeah, if you guys want to subscribe to his channel, I'm sure he'd appreciate it. The channel is called Let's Make a Drink. And please go subscribe. He does really good videos. He's a funny guy, a good friend of mine. I like to think he's a good friend of mine. He might not think so, but that's okay. Speaking of Cliff, by the way, Sylvia has been saying that I should go visit Cliff. Well, not, she hasn't said that. She hasn't said she should go visit you. She said I should go visit you. She says you should go visit Cliff. So who knows but at some point I'd like to come visit. Anyway, moving on. Geek Dad. This season looks like it's going to be another BS stupid ending, like last season, How a Crybaby Ruined Warp Drive. Fart Muffin. Kurtzman's Vulcans are more emotional now. They sing and laugh in Turbolus and can be found crying on Discovery. Matthew says they have to go back in time and stop Kurtzman from getting another series into production. Pumpkin Spice. With the tentacles from the Borg Queen, is it one of the malevolent extragalactic AI from season 1? I mean, could be. McGillicuddy, yes. McGillicuddy, yes, I know, but I don't know. I see Cuddy with 2 T's, so it should be in my mind anyway. Sorry. E.R. Mixon's craziest theories. Does anyone else think the powder would become a top shelf narcotic? The blue powder in Discovery? I mean, yeah. I don't know if you'd want that, though. Not that one. That's one that fires up your fear reflexes. Like they said, they found a lot of other ones for different emotional states, so. Andrew K., you should take a shot every time you mispronounce McGillicuddy. Sure. I think he's getting tipsy. Tim McCaffrey, with Discovery, it's a 2 steps forward, 10 steps back every season. Yeah, sad but true. Colin Barrett, I could never imagine a Klingon warrior ordering Raktajino and then asking for nutmeg in it. Well, no, of course not, but that's just the human way to make it more palatable. There you go. Whose tentacles are longer, the General Grievous knockoff from Prodigy or the Borg Queen? Doc McGillicuddy, that powder is top shelf drugs, PTSD medication, dust to smite your enemies. Murray Nathan, any info on how Strange New Worlds is coming along? It's coming out May 5th. That's the news. That's when the first episode is May 5th. So it's coming along beautifully. Fleet Pause says, Stewart has been replaced by an imposter. Our Lord and Savior Alex Kurtzman, definitely a Mirror Universe agent sent to destroy us. Jess Manning, actually, what the hell happened with Control? Didn't they send it to the future? I don't remember enough of the season 2 plot thread. Seemed to have been completely dropped. The idea was to send it to the future. That's why they were going to the future, and then it ended up getting destroyed before that, so they actually didn't have to jump to the future, but they still did. That's kind of what happened, if I recall correctly. Colin says, yeah, saying the Borg Queen has nice tentacles just sounds wrong. Doc McGillicuddy, sorry my last name is McLean, like Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, but my dad would say McGillicuddy to shame me. Okay. Nutmeg is a warrior's spice. Season 2 Discovery was just awful. Only made it halfway through. Keith says the doc is going to be hooked on that emotion powder. It will be an illegal drug. Oh, the one from the nursery, yeah. Eric Martin, perhaps they could have told the Borg Queen to meet them on the La Serena. Would have been less dangerous. I think the Borg got tired of waiting and it all went south. Yeah, by that. Fart Muffin, New Trek is a Dominion plot to destroy the Prime Federation. Just look at J.J. Abrams and tell me he doesn't look exactly like a Vorta. I just figured out the conspiracy. You know, he does kind of look like a Vorta. Shit, son. I had borrowed my $10 just because I'm in a yay Picard mood. Aw, thanks, Matt. Andrew K. Good lord, if the 10C only communicated with emotions, I'd die laughing if the Vulcan had to mediate the dispute. A Saucy Puppet Show says, a friend of mine who doesn't really watch Star Trek saw a promo for Discovery and was immediately like, did they make a work Star Trek? I could not argue him at all. Did they make a work Star Trek? What do you mean? That confuses me. Mark Lawrence, $5. Oh no, a troubling thought. They might be setting up the hydrocarbon communication, a good cry from the crew might communicate and stop the 10C. Mark, shame on you. Shame on you. Oh, did they make a woke Star Trek? Okay. Gotcha, Saucy Puppet Show. Keith Vocher says, we got spice in Dune and Star Wars. Now Star Trek copycatted it with the alien hydrocarbon. Nice. Doc McGillicuddy, nutmeg is the closest smell to Feklar's fart smells, the Klingon god of the underworld. What is wrong with you people? What are the chances when they return to present timeline this season, they bring a character from the past back with them, like Star Trek 4? Maybe pretty good, but I kind of doubt it. Fleetpaw, Vulcans do have emotions. They're more powerful than human ones, and they keep them buried. A Vulcan would understand emotion, but wouldn't know how to utilize them. Pumpkin Spice says, hope Picard did not blow its season 2 budget on episode 1 and they chill in modern day for the rest of the episode. That would be awful. That's my biggest worry, actually. Mark Lawrence, just trying to get into the heads of the writers. My God, it's full of tears. The spice melange. Andrew K, but imagine getting those hydrocarbons on a Vulcan. Yeah, baby. Fart Muffin, I'm concerned about the Picard series and Borg plot lines, since the last Borg plot was there for no reason. It's true. Matt Boardman, you've never experienced true Klingon coffee until you've experienced it with nutmeg. Kapla. Star Trek, woke since 1966. It's true. Doc McGillicuddy, that's why Vulcans think nutmeg is boss. They probably put nutmeg on their prune juice, just saying, or in. Geek Dad 978, is it me or are the disco episodes sometimes hard to follow? Maybe I'm just old school. It's not you. It's not just you. They're hard to follow. When you follow a plot line or a plot element that should be 2 minutes long and they drag it out to 50 minutes, it gets a little fucking boring and a little hard to follow. So, Andrew K, I really hope Picard isn't all downhill from here. Amen. I'm on board with your thoughts there. E.R. Mixon's craziest theories. My headcanon is that lady was the one that founded Cetacean Ops. Hey, that'd be kind of funny, actually. I like that. Dr. Gillian Taylor is the founder of Cetacean Ops aboard starships. I like that. Fleetpaw, let's keep current events out of our discussion. Yes. Taylor T, just jumping in here now. Is anyone else thinking they're going to try to make a 10C or Kelvin or something related to the Kelvins? I don't think they'll mention the Kelvins. I think it'll be something completely different because they don't want to reuse things that have already been used. Because, Curtis says, I do like to do Stargazer ship captain. Well, Stargazer is one word. The title of the episode is called The Stargazer because it's somebody that's staring up and gazing at the stars. So it's The Stargazer, 2 words. But Stargazer, the ship, is all one word. Just for the record. Klingon nutmeg is targ nut. That's the milk they put in their coffee. Eric Martin, maybe if they have a Deltan on board, they could send them to engage 10C in pheromone dialogue. Baby. A Saucy Puppet Show, I'm pretty sure the Discovery writers can't even follow their plots. Yep. Fleetpaw says, Klingons use nutmeg because mass quantities of it are poisonous to humanoids. They eat it by the bushelful to prove their worth. Andrew K, I'm curious why the Borg didn't ask for Janeway. I feel like she fucked with the Borg more than Picard. I thought the same thing for a minute or two. I'm like, it should be Janeway. They should be asking for Janeway. Yeah, I'm right there with you on that one. While I was worried about Picard season 2 might go downhill, this season has Doug Drexler's seal of approval, so I think it'll be okay. Yes, that's the one shining good thing that I've heard about season 2, and also why it's not going to tie into Discovery, because there's a whole story with him and Discovery. So, yeah. I have to admit, I found myself smiling at the end of Picard's season 2, episode 1, when Q showed up. I really felt that finally, Trek has come back to the Trekkers. Trying to do a rock impersonation. I can't really yell, because if I yell, then I'll have that manly yell, but I can't pretend to yell because just stop now. Gazing at the stars as you get teabagged by the Q, literally the last part of the episode. In 20 years, when people look back at Discovery, they will bash its writing team. They will bash its writing team. They will blame COVID. It's no excuse, man. Do you think we will see the 10C in the next episode, or will it be a cliffhanger and bring them revealed in the finale? I can't see them dragging it out to the finale. I really can't. As much as they've been dragging everything out, they need to get on board with seeing them next episode, but it's probably going to be right before the end of the episode. It's going to be some epic reveal of who they are, and it's going to be, you're going to see Burnham's face, and it's going to be like, with that stupid shit music they have at the end for the end credits. Fucking hate the music for the end credits of that show. And I don't need to see it at the beginning of every fucking episode. Last time on Star Trek Discovery. Who fucking cares? Unless you're a moron, you haven't... Yeah, the recaps every episode get old really quick. Just saying. You could feel the pain in Picard's voice when Q popped up. No. Yeah. E.R. Mixon's craziest theory says it seems important that the 10C lost their planet 1,000 years ago, aka around the time that the other Star Trek shows take place. Is Kirk responsible? Well, 1,000 years ago isn't when the other Trek shows take place. It only when Enterprise takes place. So the Enterprise era. Keith says, if Picard died and no synth Picard, the Borg would ask for Picard. The Federation says he died, then the Borg would ask for Janeway. We will only speak with Picard. He died last year, trying to stop this tentacle thing and some synth bullshit. So sorry, he's dead? Oh. Okay then, well. Peace out. Thing closes up. I saw the trailer for episode 12, so I think we may see them in the next episode. Okay. I'm glad they didn't mess with Q's finger snap effect too much, like Disco has with the 17 different warp effects. No shit. Did the 10C also create the Doomsday Machine from TOS? Could be. That'd be kind of a neat tie-in. Doc McGillicuddy, I can see them setting the whole season in the last 5 minutes of the episode like they did with the screaming... With the kid from... I'm not going to fucking read that because I'm so sick of everybody bitching and whining about the end of the last season. You didn't like it. You were underwhelmed by it. Whoop-de-doo. I thought it was a good ending because it was something nobody expected, and that's exactly how a TNG episode would end. This weird anomaly affects a system. The crew goes to investigate, and it's something innocuous, like a little kid. I fucking love it. So I'm not going to read the crybaby bullshit ones. Getting sick of hearing that. You didn't like it, that's cool. But you don't have to say it like that. The first half of season 4 was so snappy and so well paced and so good. The second half has been so damn slow. It's glacial. It's annoying. Totally agree. Tim McCaffrey, then the finale of the 10C, we'll say we never know the true peace until we met Michael Burnham. Yes, they will. Eric Martin, which do you hate more, Disco's end credit music or the theme to the animated series? Or the opening title sequence of Picard, because that music's garbage too. I can't answer that question. They both should be struck from existence. Andrew K. So I don't get Tarka and Book's plan. How are they supposed to stop the DMA power source now? Are they just going to wing it? Don't know. Maybe the 10C are the Klingons because they seem to be missing from the season of Disco. That'd be hilarious. Curious why they didn't explore the Dyson rings circling the star and planet was orbiting. Surely something interesting could have been on those. Yeah, the ship should have explored those in some way and had the shuttle go down to the planet. Why do they need to recap the episode of a series that only streams online? What the fuck? Not seen the prior episode. Did I miss anything? I think you missed a lot, yeah. They should recap it with a DS9 narration. And now, the conclusion. But the problem is, there's never a fucking conclusion because every episode is just a piece of the puzzle that leads to the next episode. A saucy puppet show. No, let's not check out these super advanced beings. Let's go on to the dead planet. Or these super advanced things, yeah. I can't even be mad at Discovery and try very hard to accept it for what it is. Doc McGillicuddy says the different warp effects seem like a lack of cohesion between effects teams. Like the show is pieced together by many different teams. I just hate that in Discovery they turned warp into hyperspace. It just looks so stupid. It's a 2009 effect. It's the 2009 JJ effect. It's just like... Maybe Q will make Picard human again. That is my hope. Yes. Doc McGillicuddy says, yeah, I would think the friggin' Klingons, one of the most basic, most important Federation antagonists missing from all of the future. Fleetpaw says, okay, and now the continuation. Eric Martin, I get that Picard is quite old, but the way they play him as so frail grates on me a bit, but it's far more than season 1 for sure. Far better than season 1. Yes, he actually projects. He actually feels like Picard in this one. In season 1, he was just like, I'm Picard and I'm old. I'm an old man who doesn't want to live anymore. Get off my lawn. At least this one, he just feels like more like Picard. But I think it's Patrick Stewart. I think he actually is that frail and kind of so. You know what I realized with this season of Discovery? We've had some half remakes of classic episodes, but it's all been driven by the DMA plot. They don't explore for exploration's sake anymore. Hope Q resurrects the Enterprise D. It's not going to do that. After all of this, we learn that the 10C are the Packlids. That would be hilarious. Or, and now more crying. Last time on Discovery. And now more crying. Q might make Picard human again, just to spite him, because his android junk might actually work when he and Laris try to get it on, as opposed to his human body. Doc McGillicuddy, it feels like Picard and Disco are in existence because of how Picard changes the future this season. This season of Picard is its own paradox, creating the Discoverse. I'd be on board with that. Even though Picard's already in the Discoverse, because last season when he looked up when he went to Starfleet headquarters, he saw the nice hologram of the Enterprise D. It's like, oh yes. And then it changes to the fucking Disco Prize. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm in the wrong universe. That's not the right Enterprise to be the TOS Enterprise. Sorry. The Klingon evolved into triples. It's old-timey-wimey. 10C Packlids. I'm done talking about this. For the record. Tired. I did a lot of filming yesterday, a lot of filming today, a live earlier today, a live last night, live tonight. I'm just worn out and exhausted, and there's nothing good to talk about with this episode. So I'm a little burned out. And we're at the 90-minute mark, so... Discoverse causality loop? Wow, there you go. I cannot wait for Strange New Worlds. I know. Let's talk about booze, blows, blackjack, and hookers now. Burned out, is that a disco joke? It's not, no. But I need to just chill. Why did they walk into the shuttle bay and then beam into a shuttle? That's a good question. Why, speaking of Picard, why was the shuttle bay on the Stargazer, Discovery Shuttle Bay, even down to the same future 32nd century work bees? One of the small flaws in Picard's episode, Picard Season 2, Episode 1, one of the small flaws. It was a Discovery Shuttle Bay from Season 4. It even had the 32nd century work bees in it. Don't believe me? Go look. Eric Martin, $5. Cat needs a drink. Let's talk about food. That always works. Yeah, I'm not hungry tonight, though, so, yeah. I thought I had McDonald's for supper, so... And that was 7:30, 8 o'clock. It wasn't that long ago. Someone needs 2 more shots and then nighty-night. If you think this is bad, just wait till the live review of this episode. It might be the shortest episode in history. No, there's more going on in this one than the gambling one. Even the Ready Room didn't cover this episode. Are you serious? Let's just assume that in the 20 plus years of existence, the Enterprise has a few minor refits before top and bottom one in the motion picture. So Starfleet is just celebrating Pike. You know, you're a Mexican. I don't have a problem with refits. Makes sense. I mean, the one in the cage was different from the one where No Man Has Gone Before. And then where No Man Has Gone Before, it's different than the production or the rest of the TOS appearances. I have no problem with that. The problem is the sizing. It's literally 2 times bigger than the TOS Enterprise, the disco one. So there's no way you can retcon the size. Sorry, there's just... Colin says, I wonder, did they put a Discovery shuttle in Picard to see if Trekyards would notice it? I think so. And I noticed it right away. Samuel didn't, which surprises me. He didn't believe me. Then he went back and checked, and he's like, oh, shit, you're right, it is. Why does the Stargazer have a new registry? Shouldn't it be NCC? No, it shouldn't be. Not every ship gets the legacy suffix number or letter after the registry number. The Stargazer did nothing special in its existence at all to warrant that. The Enterprise was was the only ship that survived the 5-year mission out of all the Constitution class ships. So it got the designation, it got the first refit, it got the designation of being a flagship. That's why all of Starfleet adopted the Delta as the symbol. The Voyager J in Discovery, the Voyager, pretty impressive, getting stranded in the Delta Quadrant and coming back after 7 years. I think that's worth something. But not every ship gets... Look at the Defiant. The Defiant was a Constitution class ship in TOS. In TNG, it was definitely not... It didn't even have the same registry number. So, and this new Stargazer has the same registry number, just with an 8 in front of it. So, no, this shouldn't have an A. I get sick of hearing that. Every ship would be like a number and then a letter, if that was the case, because you got to reuse names and you got to reuse things. So, no, that's not how it works. That's not how the legacy suffix registration thing works. So, stop saying that. It definitely should not be the A. I was wondering how long until you got burned out on simultaneous Trek shows. Not long, it seems. I just haven't been sleeping well the past little while. There's a lot going on outside of the Trekyard stuff that's been keeping me busy. So hopefully next week will be better, but just this week I'm burned out. I just haven't been sleeping well and multiple other things going on, which I don't really want to get into. So just kind of stressed and burned out right now. So what time zone are you in? Eastern Standard Time. Andrew K, I like 7 this episode. She finally had a flaw that made her sense with the Borg, upbringing, and bring her relationship with Voyager's EMH informed why she'd be comfortable with the Rios program. At least the shuttle bay doors were closed on the Stargazer. Amen. Amen. Colin Barrett, don't forget Voyager brought future tech and the specs for a slipstream drive home with it. Counterpoint, Picard's time on the Stargazer is said to be fairly legendary, so it doesn't matter. Sure, a lot of captains have legendary adventures or whatever. It just wasn't that important in the multiple ship history of Starfleet to make it worth anything. If you saw it in TNG, the fucking Stargazer was a hunk of junk that the fucking Ferengi salvaged and gave back to the Federation as a, hey, here you go, Picard, here's your old ship. What a piece of shit it is. And the inside was like wrecked. And eventually got put in a museum. It's not an important enough ship to warrant a fucking suffix registry. So no, I get sick of the whole, it should have an A after it. No, it shouldn't. It absolutely should not. So, moving on. My thoughts on the registry is that the same registry with the letter are assigned if the new ship is commissioned while the previous ship with the same name is still in service. How do you explain the Enterprise B then? How do you explain the Enterprise D? The fucking Enterprise C was destroyed like 60 years before the Enterprise D got built. Or 50 years or something like that. No. That's not why either. Never heard of the USS Yamato that had an E before the Enterprise. Never heard of the USS Yamato that had an E before the Enterprise. No. Huh? Jess Manning, gotta run. I appreciate the live stream. Makes me feel like I've had a drink with a buddy tonight. Take care of yourself and get some rest. Thank you very much, Jesse. Have a good night. Fleet Pal, I guess it doesn't matter what Stargazer's registry number is because she got blowed up. Pity, I think Picard was fond of that ship. Doc McGillicuddy, I think 7 is banding hollow. I think you mean banging hollow Rios, not banding Halo Rios. Wow, that was difficult to get through. Kit 10K, been trying to send money, but my card keeps being rejected despite the fact that I know there's money, friggin' bank. I hope there's money, man. One thing you can do is close the stream and restart. That sometimes works for people that are having trouble super chatting. So, or they could think that all the super chat donations, a lot of times it shuts people's cards down because it looks like fraud, like somebody's. So you have to verify it with your bank. So you might have to call the number on the back and just say that, why is it not working? All these transactions are me doing it. And then they'll like reinstate it. So Eric Martin, the back end of the new Stargazer looks so much better. Original looked like Kit Bash on steroids. It was a Kit Bash on steroids. Did the Define have a suffix? No. I know, right? Colin Picard said the Stargazer was an underpowered, overworked ship that was always about to fly apart at the seams. Yep. The Saratoga NCC 1881 Infinite. Just waiting for the Star Wars Episode 10 and the Millennium Falcon A. Logan says Enterprises of the U.S. Navy, CV6, CVN 65, CVN 80. Saucy Puppet Show figured the B was pretty soon after the A, but I forgot how long the gap between the C and D was. Half-baked theory, I guess. No worries, no worries. Yeah, I have a problem too with Google and some of my cards. You could have hot carded kit. It happened to me before. Is that using it too often? I think so. Andrew K. Besides, didn't Riker already say at the end of the last season that the Zheng He was the current flagship at this time? Well, he said it was the most powerful, most advanced, bestest ship ever. So I don't think he said it was the flagship necessarily, but... And they could be between enterprises right now. The Enterprise E could have been decommissioned or destroyed, and they're working on building the F. There could be years between the two. So you do need a flagship, essentially. So yeah, it would get bumped over to another ship until the Enterprise got built. USS Yamato, NCC 1305E. Okay. But the Yamato probably had a stellar, legendary history of some regard. So just because it's the E when the Enterprise D was the D doesn't mean it was the first one to get the suffix, because it wasn't. The Enterprise was. So just they destroyed more Yamatos in the space between the motion picture and the Next Generation. Easy concept. Colin Barrett, €5. Speaking of money in bank accounts, mine has some in it. For a change. Thank you, Colin. Much appreciated. I need a drink for that. Fleet Boss says no. It was his flagship, not the Federation flagship. Yes. Pumpkin Spice, it was a production mistake. Also, yes. But if you want to try to explain it, because it was on screen, then that's how you do it. To Josh Petrel, I have the bestest best ship ever, and I have 200. Riker before asking for a blankie and a bottle. A fleet commander admiral can command a flagship. The flagship will always be the Enterprise. Doc McGillicuddy, I want to see that Madness warship Enterprise D of the new Mirror Universe. I think we will see that. Keith Kosher. What ship class do you feel should be the fleet command ship? I mean, a Sovereign class or something like that. Something that's designed as top of the line. So yeah, I'd say Sovereign still. Turd Ferguson, Trekyards, or. Captain Worf is out on the rim with the E, and he'll swoop in the series end, beginning the Captain Worf series. No. Speaking of the Stargazer in this, the new Stargazer is a Sagan class ship. The original Stargazer was a Constellation class ship. So it's worth pointing that out, just so you guys know. It's a Sagan class. It's not a Stargazer class, as some people have said. It is a Sagan class ship. So good to know. Anyway, guys, it's coming up on 2 hours. I think I'm going to call it quits. If anybody wants to last Super Chat snipe, Colin Barrett currently has it. But I think we've done pretty good. So 75 likes. If you haven't hit like yet, hit that like button. I need to go chill out. That's what I need to do. So. The ship was ripping through Borg cubes like it was nothing. Kind of scary, not gonna lie. A Saucy Puppet Show throws in $5 for that last Super Chat slot, so thank you very much. Doc McGillicuddy says bedtime. I still have a few hours to go before bed, just because I'm not tired. I'm very much a night owl. If I go to bed too early, I will just lay there for longer than it would normally take me to get to sleep if I went to bed at the regular time, which is generally around 3:30 or 4 o'clock. Sometimes 4:30. So Fleetpaw puts in $2 and says snipe. So Fleetpaw has the last Super Chat slot. Good night, Keith. Colin says Eagle Moss needs to hurry up. I want my USS Protostar, USS Dauntless, USS Stargazer, and everything else we see on screen. they'll get to it. Don't worry. Speaking of, yesterday's Eagle Moss review from me was the Wallenberg class tug in Picard season 1. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out on either the Captain Foley personal channel or the Trekyards main channel. If you're not subscribed to the Captain Foley channel, what is wrong with you? There's going to be great videos over there when I get a chance to make some more. So I'd say go subscribe and don't miss out. Yeah, the Sagan, yes. The Sega class. No, it's the Sagan, like Carl Sagan. Sega class. Sega! Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to call it quits there. Thank you so much. Kit 10K, I don't know if you're still watching, but here is the ship he had 3D printed for me, the USS Executioner. It's one of my ships. But this is the Kelvinverse version that he designed and had 3D printed for me. Which is cool. We'll show it off again. I really like it. Not a huge fan of Kelvin ships, but I like the way this is bigger and these struts really help. Also, the engines are sized down quite a bit. I still don't like how far out this goes, but it still looks pretty good. It's a cool looking ship. And the engines are spaced better, so, but yeah. So this is from Shapeways. Shapeways does some good shit. I need to order some Shapeways stuff. Actually, I gotta do it. I gotta create a Trekyards Shapeways store. If you guys would be interested, that'd be awesome. So anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna call it quits there. So thank you so much for watching. Have yourselves a good night. Until next time, I'm Captain Foley, and I'll see you guys later.